Congratulations on getting married again. I saw that you got married again.
House this past week, man.
What's happening? How many years have you been married to Giovanna? And when was all this decided that you would do this all over again?
We've been married 11 years, and I decided to do it because we finally are in a.
Hey, this is the Toxic Reign Scandal featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We are here at it again, y'all. This time, we are going to talk about another relationship. This time, we are going to touch on the Angles. Yes, Kurt Angle, the real love story behind the Angles, and I am talking about Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle, who's been married since 2012, so we'll say 12 years. So this is the couple that we're talking about today. Also, guys, there'll be interviews, and then we'll talk about a little bit of the history of who these two are, and then we'll talk about the couple, the marriage, everything. And of course, we'll do interviews of the Angles, which is Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle. So it's the real love story behind the Angles. And we'll talk about them, and we'll talk about how this all came about between these two. So let's get into it. Let's see who came into the locker room, because of course, welcome to the locker room. For those who don't know, locker room, we discuss various stuff behind stage of the wrestling world, whether it's backstage fights, arguments, disagreements, over matches, behind the scenes. We are going to talk about couples, marriage, Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle, and of course, we are going to air the dirty laundry. So yes, keep the like button, subscribe, notification bell. We're going to talk about it. But before we do, let's see who came to the locker room before we begin. Chris Ruth said, "Is Kurt Angle a secret sip as well?" We will have to stay tuned, Chris. We'll see if he is or not. I've got to say, Kurt definitely looks hypnotized for sure. Like I said, we're going to get to it. I'm not sure if he is or not. Terrence Little said, my lovely family, I love y'all. Welcome to the locker room. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate your support. Mr. Approach Alpha Channel said, on my way right now. Of course, appreciate you, Mr. Approach, for your support. And of course, before we do get into Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle, something I did announce. We have monthly memberships. Monthly memberships I just started here at Toxic Reign Scandal. There are tiers. We have certain tiers. There's a tier that I do have, and it's a monthly membership. We have $5.99, $6.99, $9.99. So different tiers of exclusive content. We have stuff of members only shorts, live streams, of secret stuff behind the wrestling industry, autopsies. If you want to check that stuff out and more, please sign up for a membership. You can get the exclusive to the locker room, of course, and more will be updated. Something new I just started, and I also will have merchandise as well, so keep an eye out for that. See what else came in. Carl Myers, salute to you. Now, for those who don't know, I know majority of you know the Do Fall Wrestling, but this is for the people who do not know or aware of who these people are. Let's get into it. Let's begin, shall we, of who these people are in particular, what are they about, and blah, 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 what's going on, such and such, and we will do that right now. For those who don't know, I'm going to talk about first Kurt Angle. For those who don't know, Kurt Angle is a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a 13-time world champion. He has won world championships in the WWE, TNA, and also IWGP, which is in Japan, which is the world title over there. So he's been wrestling for a long time. He is retired. He does not wrestle right now, but he wrestled back in 1998. He was hired by WWE. He wrestled throughout the mid-2000s, left 2006, went to TNA, was there from 2006 to 2015. And he came back to WWE, more of a in the manager role, semi wrestled, general manager of Monday Night Raw. Also in the past, general manager of SmackDown. Got inducted to Hall of Fame by John Cena, one of his rivals, and that John Cena had a debut match against, and now he's a retired wrestler. So those who don't know, this is Kurt Angle. Um, just let you guys know this is who he is. Also, if you don't know, find out who his wife is. His wife is Giovanna Angle. So yes, she was a actress. If you guys don't know, she was an actress, and also she was an actress, and she has a little resume, a resume that's on IDMB. We'll pull that up, and it states it right here. Now, Giovanna Angle, it says that she was born in 1987 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is her credits. She's done movies called Death from Above, Six Souls, Justified, Endgame. It says, if you guys can see, she did 7 movies to date. So she is an actress before she got to a relationship with Kurt Angle. So just let you guys know, give you guys the inside of who this woman is. Giovanna Angle. And it says that she was in Unstoppable 2010, Death from Above, and a movie called Angle that came out 2023. Death from Above was 2012, and Unstoppable was 2010. So she's been in some movies. Not no A-list actress. Not no not no big time actress, not like that. But definitely she's an actress before she got Kurt Angle. And we're gonna hear more about these two now. These two, we're trying to figure out how did these two get together. You got an actress here, you got a Hall of Fame, multiple time world champion in wrestling. How did these two get together? So let's talk about it. Kurt and Giovanna Angle, how they met. And I know there'll be more to the interview that we'll discuss. It says that she was an actress. She did minor roles. It said her best friend's dad called her for a minor role in the movie Endgame. And Kurt Angle was the lead in that movie. Remember I mentioned she did the movie Endgame. She was in the movie Endgame. And that's when she saw Kurt Angle for the first time. And she said, all of a sudden this guy comes in, not even joking. She said she remembered like it was yesterday. And she said whenever he walked, I still remember it was so funny because it was a church that turned to a restaurant. And they talked for the first time. They was friends at first. They both went to Arnold Classic in Kurt Angle's car because Kurt Angle, he had the DUIs back then and such. So later on, long story short, I'll let Giovanna she'll say in the interview, these two became friends. Shortly they started dating. Then they they got engaged, married. I think she was pregnant with their first child at the time because Giovanna and Kurt Angle, not only are they married, yes, these two have children together, and they have multiple kids together. As you guys can see here, they have multiple kids as you see in the thumbnail. They have approximately 3 kids together. Kurt has 5 altogether. He had 2 children from his first marriage. Yes, this is Kurt Angle's second marriage, and this is Giovanna's first marriage. So if you guys also don't know, for tuning in, who is Kurt Angle's ex-wife? His ex-wife, if you guys don't know, he was previously married. This is he was married to me right before he got into wrestling. But his ex-wife is Karen Jarrett. These two were previously married from 1998 to 2008. They got divorced. Karen, like her, has since remarried, and she remarried another man in the wrestling industry. If you guys not familiar with him, yes, she got remarried to Jeff Jarrett. That is her current husband. She got married to Jeff Jarrett, I believe, 2010, 2011, whatever the date may be. So, yes, his wife has moved on. Kurt has moved on. Now, this is not about Karen and Kurt. This is about Kurt and Giovanna Angle. So, these are what I'm talking about. But I'm just showing the history of Kurt Angle and a little bit of history of Giovanna. And, yes, Giovanna, prior to Kurt Angle, was not married. Like I said, first marriage, no kids prior to Kurt. All her kids are with Kurt Angle. Kurt is the one that has 2 kids from his previous marriage. So that's a little lowdown of the marriage, the whole background between Kurt and Giovanna. Kurt's his past, Giovanna her past. So these two got together. Like I said, she was an actress. He is multiple time world champion in the professional wrestling industry. If you guys don't know, but very interesting. Also, if you guys look here in this photo here, a little another information about Giovanna Angle. She's also not only Kurt Angle's wife, but she is good friends with another woman. Another woman that I just talked about a few days ago. If you guys check that out, Giovanna, if you see at the bottom still here, that is Kurt and Giovanna. That is Randy Orton and his wife Kim Orton. So Kim and Giovanna are best friends. They even have a podcast together called The Wives of Wrestling. So when you see these interviews, if this is your first time here, you're gonna see Kim Orton there too. And the other woman is Randy Orton's wife. When I played the Randy Orton and Kim Orton, the interview, you saw another woman alongside Kim Orton, and that was Giovanna. Now we're flip-flopping. Instead of talking about Kim and Randy Orton, we are now talking about Kurt and Giovanna Angle. We're not talking about the Ortons this time. We are talking about the Angles. So, like I said, guys, just a little rundown. If I went too fast, let me know. But that is the whole background. If you guys don't know, now similar to Randy Orton's wife Kim, these interviews will be on Chris Van Fleet and also Renee Paquette. And Kurt Angle is even. I'm going to have a clip of him as well that I react to, of him talking on his podcast, the Kurt Angle Show podcast. So, like I said, we'll get into those interviews shortly. But thank you all for tuning in. Just wanted to give a lowdown of these two. And these two, like I said, it's like a good marriage. I know Kurt Angle, he had his past with the DUIs and the painkillers and the Vicodin and alcohol issues. And now he's sober. He's been sober for about 10 years now. He don't have the DUIs no more. He's in a much better place. There's, everything else is good. I know he's going through a lot of struggles, in the past, but he's overcame that. So salute to Kurt Angle for that. Other than that, though, we're going to get into the interviews and talk about how Kurt and Giovanna met. There'll be more to the story. I explained a little bit of it, but we're going to hear more about it. We'll hear from Giovanna Angle herself. Then we'll hear a little more from Kurt Angle as well. So let's tune in. You guys give me a second. We're going to get into that right now, actually. And this is going to be Giovanna Angle on Chris Van Fleet show. Like I said, that's Kim Orton is the top right. We already talked about her and Randy Orton. That's her BFF pretty much. They do the podcast together. They was pretty much on here to promote their brand new podcast, Wives of Wrestling. They also talk about their husbands, how they met them, and all that such. But now we're going to talk about Giovanna Angle. Make sure you hit the like button coming in. Hit the like button, keep the notification bell on. This is the locker room. Let's get into it.
So Giovanna, how did you meet Kurt?
Oh boy. The shorts, the long story, the short story.
They're both great.
I mean, okay, we met on an independent wrestler. We met on an independent movie. And it was just like one of those things where we just kept running into each other. I'm gonna say
that's the movie I told you guys about earlier. That's the movie, an independent movie. That was, if you look right there, I explained this earlier. This is about the movie she get into called The End Game. And if you look down there, it's right down here. End Game's right after here, End Game. The one that says 22, that it said 2009, 2.1. So that is the movie she met Kurt Angle at. Like I said, she was an actress prior to meeting Kurt Angle. So let's get into it. Just get, like I said, more background of Giovanna Angle. let's continue on of how Giovanna and Kurt Angle met. See who came in. Brilliance, good red salute to you. Just in time, salute chat. Yeet! That's right, yeet. We are talking about Giovanna and Kurt Angle, and you came just in time for the interview. We're going to talk about Giovanna and Kurt Angle met.
The short story because it involves my mom and giving her credit and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we just kept running into each other. It was the craziest thing. It's so hard without telling the long story.
I know. We're gonna get to Kim's long story in a minute here. So
okay, all right. So we kept running into each other, and then I ended up being friends with somebody who he knew. Whenever the first time I saw him, I thought he was like the sexiest guy I ever seen. Like he's
just a sexy Kurt.
He's just a sexy Kurt. Did I just walk myself into that? Thank God he's not listening to this.
You totally.
Thank God, because he would be singing that.
I can picture him doing the wiggle too.
Sexy Kurt.
Yeah. Oh, he got that white boy wiggle. Just sexy.
Just so you know, that boy has no rhythm. He has no rhythm. Just so you know, on his bucket list is to learn how to do ball dancing. So
wow, she said that boy has no rhythm. So if he has no rhythm dancing, does that mean he has problems having rhythm in the bedroom? Just want to point that out there. What did she mean by that? You know, what does she mean by that? Just want to, you guys, maybe it's just me. She said that boy needs to learn how to dance. She said that boy needs to learn how to dance. Let's see, did she mean that? Can't believe she said that, right?
Tell me you did not just say that.
So yeah, that's a little caveat. We are going to get back to that comment. And if you look here in the pause, look at Kim Orton in the right. Look at her mouth like, oh my God. So let's get into that. That seemed kind of weird there. The boy has no rhythm, she said. Remember that note, no rhythm. Something funny about that one. She kind of told us a little secret about her husband, Kurt Angle. But let's get back to the interview in a second. Let's get back to that.
Oh, when he has two brand new knees, he can do anything.
Can you imagine?
Stars, Giovanna.
It is?
He's going on Dancing with the Stars as soon as his knees get fixed.
Oh, don't say that, please, because he has the rhythm. He would be, we talk about that all the time. He's like, they asked him before, and because of his neck, he's like, can you imagine? He'd be like this, because he broke his neck so many times. And you gotta be all
a robot.
He can do the robot. He has no rhythm. He tries so hard, guys, but he can't dance. But he does want to. He does want to do bucket list on it. Ballroom dancing.
Awesome.
Okay, so I ended up being like friends with his friend, and she ended up losing his keys. We were out in Ohio. What is it called? The Arnold Classic. And my mom, he didn't know how to get home. His car was right here. She took his car and we went all the way out there for a few days. And we were like, shit, how are we going to get home? And she was like, well, Kurt has the spare key. So I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, I could totally call my mom because she'll freaking this is 4 hours away, guys, 4 hours.
Remember, she's getting her mom involved. She keeps talking about her mom. It's something about Giovanna and her mom. We're going to get more into that. Just keep that in mind, too, as long as the current and the rhythm. Hold the phone. We got a super chat here at the locker room. We got Figure 4 TV. He sent a donation for $1.99. Thank you, Figure 4 TV. For guys you don't know, if you want to check out ancient golden age 80s wrestling content of behind the scenes and matches, check out Figure 4 TV. And according to Figure 4 TV, it's a newer wrestling channel. If you want to look it up, type in Figure 4 TV New Jack. Did I say that right? Figure 4 TV. If you want to check out Golden Age Wrestling '80s, whether it's WWE, NWA, New Japan, whatever the case may be, definitely check out that channel. He has all the gems over there. Some of the gems that even a locker room don't even have. So just give you guys a heads up. It's pretty much a we're pretty much in a wrestling world globe. It's connected. The rest channels connect with each other here. So it's a little they call that other stuff the manosphere and all that kind of crap. We call this the WrestleSphere. So, but he said he wants open mic. And for you guys don't know, if you do send a donation, you get to choose what soundbite that I play here at the locker room, what soundbite would you like for me to play. Just like Figure 4 TV's after you play open mic, and this is open mic.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
So thank you, Figure 4 TV, for that. I really appreciate that. That's right, yeet. And Mitch Pro said Figure 4 TV a wild boy. Yeah, he is a wild boy. That boy switched up like a Figure 4 TV, something else. Mr. Approach, you something else too, man. But yeah, Giovanna Angle, something with her and her mother. She keep connecting the dots with her mother. Why is her mother involved in having to do with her meeting her husband, Kurt Angle? So we gotta keep that in mind. You said, thank you, Turnbuckle King. No problem. We are taking on social media. Yep, it's a wrestling connection. You know, I know the red pill is I know that's a mainstream thing, but this is where I come in. I am not red pill, but I'm mixing it with the wrestling. You know, something monumental, never seen before. Often imitated, but never duplicated. Remember those words you saw at the locker room first. If anyone try to do it like TBK do it, no one can do it like I can do it. The manosphere was hijacked by blue pill beta males. Salute to you, Gerard. Welcome to the locker room. Selling from work. Her mother's involved because her Italian heritage. Gerard, you gotta keep quiet, man. We got the locker room, man. You spilling all the tea. Man, don't spill all the tea here, Gerard. That could be true, but it could not be. But it seems like you trying to spill some tea here. But no, it's all good, Gerard. I'm just messing with you, man. But we gonna get back to Giovanna Angle and how she met her husband, Kurt Angle. It's true. It's damn true. Let's continue.
So I called my mom and I did the whole like baby thing, like, oh, help me. Like, cause I'm the youngest of like 8 kids. So I was like, it's your baby. Help me. Mommy. Help me, mommy. So my mom was like, okay, honey, I got you. So she had to wait till my dad was sleeping because he works night shifts. And he works night shifts and then he wakes up and freaking like this is 4 hours away, guys. And she was like, well, Kurt has my spare. He didn't know how to get home. What is it called? The Arnold bucket list on it, ballroom dancing. Awesome. Okay, so I ended up being like friends with his friend, and she ended up losing his keys. We were out in Ohio. What is it called? The Arnold Classic. And my mom, like, he didn't know how to get home. His car was right here. She took his car and we went all the way out there for a few days. And we were like, shit, how are we going to get home? And she was like, well, Kurt has the spare key. So I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, I could totally call my mom because she'll freaking like, this is 4 hours away, guys, like 4 hours. So I called my mom and I did the whole like baby thing, like, oh, help me. Like, cause I'm the youngest of like 8 kids. So I was like, it's your baby. Help me. Mommy. Help me, mommy. So my mom was like, okay, honey, I got you. So she had to wait till my dad was sleeping because he works night shifts. And he works night shifts and then he wakes up. And so anyways, she had to do it in the morning while he was sleeping all day. So she went all the way out, which was 45 minutes to grab the spare key, drove 4 hours.
From Pittsburgh to Columbus?
She's a boss.
Yes. She drove 4 hours, threw it at me. We were standing outside the hotel. She threw it at me. She's like, okay, baby, I gotta go until before your father wakes up, and then drives all the way back. And she's the coolest mom ever, guys. So this psycho mother of mine kept his number this whole time. I don't know what she saved it under.
The psycho mother kept Kurt Angle's number saved. Why? Why is that? That sounds suspicious to me. Sounds suspicious. I mean, was Giovanna's mom spinning this like in a political way for her daughter Giovanna to get with Kurt? Gotta see about that.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
seemed like she wanted her daughter to get with Kurt for the right political reason because of Kurt's name, his status, all of that. But we're going to get into it some more. This is getting good. This is getting good. You guys tune in. Definitely more to learn.
I have no idea. And I should find out, to be honest. What did you say with this guy's
Sexy
number?
Kurt.
I don't know.
Great callback.
Right.
So whenever he was going through his thing on the news, she called me. I was in school, and she called me, and she was like, "You need to call him to see how he's doing." I was like, "Mom, I don't even know him like that." She's like, "You have to see if he's okay." Da 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 da. So I texted him. I was like, "Hey, just this is Giovanna. I'm not sure if you remember me. Just making sure you're okay. Da da da." So I was walking back to my class, and he called me. So I walked right back. I'm like, "Okay, what did I get myself into?" And he was like, "Hey, Giovanna, oh my God, I'm so glad you called. You reached out and everything." And he was like, "So crazy. I saved your mom's number because I was gonna ask for your number." So I was like, "Oh wow, okay." But okay. But it was crazy because he was going through shit during that time, and that wasn't my time to make a move at all. I don't look at people and their lowest point, I'm gonna jump right in. But I felt like he needed a friend at that time, and we became friends. But it was so fast. We started we started hanging out, and then we started dating in November. And because I was working on Unstoppable around that time, so we were dating in November.
Now, she said she was working on Unstoppable at the time. As I explained earlier, Giovanna was an actress. That's another film she was working on. Like I said, if you guys connect the dots here, she is it seemed like she was the most successful actress. And I believe her mother, I'm going to get into it. Her mother got involved, wanted to get with a man that had establishment. So that's why I think that came from. Let's see, you guys got a lot to say. Actions, not distractions. Skip your comment. You said, did you check out the match I was trying to tell you about, the Skyfall match? Hey, action, not distractions. If you're still in the chat, man, can you please let me know what match were you referring to again? You was talking about an ECW match. Put that in the chat. I got to look that up. I've been so busy for the past week. Yes, I still want to look into that. I will talk about ECW at some point. But thank you for reminding me. But yeah, this is crazy. Let's get more into it, guys, of more Giovanna and how she got with Kurt.
And then we got matching tattoos. It was so crazy. A couple months.
Whoa. Matching tattoos? Kurt Angle, come on, man. You got matching tattoos. That's a no-no. You go on the list for that one, Kurt.
You just made the list!
You do not get matching tattoos. Married or not, I don't care. You don't do that. You just don't do that. No. Who told you it was open mic night to be doing all that, Kurt Angle?
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
What are you doing, Kurt Angle? Unacceptable. Giovanna, that's not good for you either, but I know Kurt is the older one. Also, I explained previously, married. Remember, he's divorced at this time. He should have known better. Should have known better. Oh, this is crazy. Kurt, you're starting to give me kind of vibes. We gonna call it out, but I don't like what I'm hearing right now. That's why I'm here to call this out. Kurt Angle, still love you. Still one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But I don't like how you moving right now, sir. Let's get it moving. Let's continue on the interview.
Months later. And then in March, the beginning of March, we got matching tattoos. And then
What is the
end of
tattoo?
March, matching tattoos. It was so crazy because I do not believe that you should have anybody's name on you. That freaks me out. I always talk shit about people who did that.
Is this it on your arm?
No, that
Okay.
was like Acts 319. So it was so funny because he was joking around with me. He's like, would you be upset if I get would you think it's crazy if I got your name tattooed on me? And I was like, I have a lot of letters, right? So he's like, no. He's like, if I do it, would you do that? And I'm like, I am so not a person that puts anybody's name on me at all. Like, I always talk shit about that, always. I was like, because what if they end up breaking up?
Name on you.
What? What'd you
He
say?
wanted you to stamp his name on
I
you.
know. I was like,
He's
what
like,
are you
that's
doing,
mine.
bro? Like, what are you doing? So he's like, if I do it, would you do it? So I was in that, I was young. What was I, like 23 or something? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like in that.
That's cap. Totally cap.
Oh my goodness, this is getting worse. So you got matching tattoos. Red flag number one. Now you got her name tattooed on your body, Kurt. What are you thinking, man? What's wrong with you, man? I need David Mann up in here. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Oh man, Kurt Angle, this is not good, man. I gotta put you on the list again.
You just made the list.
Giovanna, those are words I do not like to hear. They talk about this in Red Pill. I was young. I was dumb. But at the same time, you know what you did, Giovanna.
I didn't know that. You know what you did. I know what you're talking about. I swear and swear. You know what you're a legend, man.
You know what you was doing. You are not slick, young lady. You are not low on this one. Kurt, these are bad signs here. Tattoos of names, matching tattoos. Oh, Kurt, I really try to give you the benefit of the doubt here. We are not even done with the first interview. We are 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes in of a 9-minute interview, and I'm already hearing 2 bad things that you're doing. This is no good. This is no good, Kurt. No good. I'm not liking this. I'm not feeling this. Maybe you guys in live chats feeling this. I'm not feeling this. Let's see what you guys got to say right now. I need to cool down. This ain't no good. This is no good at all. None. Gerard knows stuff. He definitely do. Thirst trap Giovanna. Yeah. Or should I say opportunist Giovanna. Seems like she's an opportunist. With the exception for his fetish of plus size wrestling women. Lucifer Art. I don't like that name because I don't worship in Lucifer. But teach his own. Figure 4 TV, so I don't like plus size women at all. I love my women fit, feminine, friendly, and feminine. No, that's right. Deanna Perrazzo is plus size. We are not going to talk about that woman there. New. Willow Nightingale's plus size, not Deanna. The one talking cute sound like a New Yorker. Yeah, she's a C-list actress. That's the point. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Willow is plus DP is 2. The DP is 2. Deanna's not plus size. She's just chubby and lazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. Love open mic night. Everybody love open mic night. Nia Jackson, Piper Neville plus size. TK got a lot of good clips. Gerard said Giovanna seems naive, entitled, and sheltered. That's the vibe I'm getting to, Gerard. Her mom especially get involved in her personal relationships. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't cherish any of them. Yuck, no thanks. Here's the list. You know what she was doing. Yep. Yeah, let's continue. I got to cool down because Kurt Angle is really pissing me off right now. I don't like the way he's moving. He's moving like a fool right now. He's a fool in love. I can tell you that much. Definitely a fool in love. Let's continue on the rest of the interview, and I'll give my full analysis on this whole interview. It's just SMH right now. SMH on all levels right now. SMH. Her mom makes all her adult decisions. Yeah, figure four. That's another thing I don't like either. We'll get into
like, hey, you know what? If shit don't work out, I'll just cover it up with like a rose or some shit, whatever. So it was so funny. I don't even think I told the story before. We were laying. They put him right there, and then I was right there. So mine's 4 freaking letters. So mine was like fast. I was like, oh shit, like this hurts. Like it's right there. So he's like, I just look over. I was like, how are you doing over there? He's like, it's all good. It's all good. So mine, I'm done. I go over. I was like, wow, you got like 4 more letters to go. He's like, 4 more letters. He's like, now he's panicking. So after it's done, I was like, oh, you forgot the dash, the thing over the A. He's like, bro, just do it. Just do it. You already went through all these letters. Just do it. So he was bitching like the whole time. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I do this. I was like, am I going through like a midlife crisis? Are you why are we doing this? We've been only dating for a few months. But like right after that.
A few months of dating, and you already got this woman's name tattooed on your body in matching tattoos. Kurt Angle, how thirsty and how simpish you could be. This is simping at all levels. This is why women ask men that are about something do not want to partake in getting women's name tattooed on body because they see men like you, Kurt Angle, move this way. This is unacceptable, man. You should know better than this, Kurt Angle. You should know better than this, Kurt Angle. This is terrible. A few months a day. How sprung can you be, man? Oh my God. Is her box that good for you to do that? Is it that good? I mean, man, I wish a woman would have asked me to do that. This is the answer I would give a woman if she asked me to get her name tattooed.
No, brother, doesn't work for me right now.
No, I'm not doing that. This is terrible, Kurt Angle. Few months? Golly. And another thing, while we on the subject of a few months, I believe here is just it's just too much in that short period of time. I'm gonna go more to it. They almost done with this interview, and I'm glad, thank goodness for it, before I lose one. Before I'm on one like DJ Khaled. Because I'm on one right now, as you guys can see. I told you at the locker room we was going to air dirty laundry. I'm airing all of it in the first interview. There is another one. Let's not forget about that. Golly, this is terrible, man. I'm not doing this for no box, man. I'm sorry. No tattoos. Especially of a woman. I don't care if you still with her or not. I don't care. I don't care if you got kids with her. I don't care. I'm not doing that, man. We got to get mentally stronger, man. We got to wise up and don't do that. No, I don't advise anybody getting a tattoo of any woman on there. Kurt Angle's a fool for love. He definitely is. In this interview, I've lost any respect for Giovanna. I mean, she sounds like a dumb bunny. How can you respect that? Sound like a young, naive bunny. So you're not young and dumb midlife crisis. Exactly. I would never go through pain for a woman in dating. Damn, Kurt is a beta man in relationships. He definitely is. No box work tattoo. Nope. Definitely not. Going underneath. Nope. Yeah, Kurt is sipping and weak. Yeah, this is terrible, man. This is this man that I just highlighted. His Hall of Fame career. Legendary. This man right here, guys, on the screen, got this woman's name tattooed on his body. This same man got mass tattoos of this woman that he was only seeing for a few months. Terrible. I can't look at you the same no more, Kurt. Dang. Let's get on with this, man. Oh, I'm really getting upset now. He didn't really have to do it. She wants him to. Well, he asked to do. According to her, he asked her. Man, Kurt, you sprung on that good box, man. Giovanna, you must got that good, girl. You must really got that good for this man to do that for you. You must really got that good. Really, you must really got it made. When Kurt Angle gets with Giovanna, that's all he do when he see her.
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's what he does when he sees Giovanna. And anytime she asks him to do something for her, you already know what his answer going to be. Again, yes, that's his answer.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Oh my goodness. I have to laugh at this point. This is getting wild. Oh my goodness, man. All the grace, the Undertaker did it too. Right. Gerard said, are you noticing a trend that all these male athletes are all simps and weak and not savvy in relationships, but they rely on their status? With that being said, Gerard, I gotta give you your credit. What you said right there was undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
That's very true. We have highlighted here at the locker room. This is not the first relationship I've covered. I have covered the relationship of Adam Cole and Britt Baker. That was actually the first couple. I have highlighted Matt Cardona and Chelsea Greencard. I've recently covered Randy Orton and Kim Orton. And now I'm covering Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle. So yes, I've covered, and there's some more relationships I covered too, but I covered a few relationships, and yes, Gerard, I am seeing a trend. And it doesn't look good. I have to say that. So let's continue on. At least Randy Orton, in his respect, Randy Orton didn't do none of this garbage. You know, Randy Orton just fell for the obsessive fan. I'll give Randy Orton that. I got on him too, but I didn't hear Randy Orton get a tattoo of his wife's name on his body. Granted, Randy Orton got enough tattoos as is. He still didn't do it though. Gerard said, I understand why these men athletes are so weak. Women control, dominate them. Women have the upper hand in these relationships. Yeah, and we'll get into that in a second after this interview's over. I'm going to talk about this because Kurt Angle, you are going to literally, I don't even know if that's an understatement.
You're about to get that work, son.
I'm going to give you this work, Kurt Angle. Let's continue on the rest of the interview.
What'd you say?
That's just super cute.
It is. And look at you now.
How do you get somebody's tattoo name on you after like a few months of dating?
Apparently it works.
Yeah, I guess. So
yeah.
Thanks, Mom. But like right after that, he proposed in March, the end of March, because it was near my birthday. And he proposed. And then
I think that's the next step after you tattoo someone's name on you. Like, where do you go from there?
Where do you go from here? He said, as soon as I did that, I knew that you were I knew that you were the one. I would never do that, you know? But after that, I found I was pregnant in April. So with our
that's a lot of life-changing things.
Yeah, that's a lot. So when you say like, oh, how did it feel being thrown in this world? It's like, okay, motherhood, wife, Kurt Angle,
all of it,
thrown at me all at once. So it was a ride.
Wow,
that was. See, I told you. Long story short, which one do you want?
Wow.
No, but that's
okay. That's the first end of the first interview of Giovanna talking with Chris Van Fleet and her BFF Kim Orton on the side. She was talking about how she met her husband, Kurt Angle. Now I'm going to give a analysis of this. This is not looking good. We're going to talk about it. First off, I'm not a fan of your mother being involved in your personal affairs. Giovanna Angle, you say he was 23 at the time. You are considered an adult. You should not have your mother involved. Have her talk you into talk and get a relationship with any man for that matter. You're supposed to make your own decision and choose on what man you want to be with. So that right there, that is a list moment, and you get on the list for that one.
You just made the list!
Number 2. I know you were young and all that garbage, and Kurt Angle asked you to do it. You should not let this man get match tattoos with you, and also, which is way worse than matching, get your name tattoos on his body. You know that was wrong. You said, I don't care, I'm gonna do it. And I know your mother had a lot of influence over that. Trust me, she didn't mention that part, but her mother was heavily involved and influenced her to get that done too. Anything to get with Kurt Angle. So I'm not a fan of that either. Number three, your mother saved Kurt Angle's number. It seemed like that was a trap. It seemed like, for what I saw here, it seemed like you come off as a gold digger and you're only after status and money. And your mother knew that Kurt Angle had a bag. She knew he had a name. He was established. Like I said, multiple time world champion. Got his own stuff together. I know he's going through the DUI situation, but he still was Kurt Angle. Still got a name. Still well off. He worked his way to getting his establishment. And your mother saw opportunity. That's why I call you guys opportunists. And you went after that. And that right there, again, you go on the list for that one.
You just made the list!
Another thing I didn't like earlier, I'm going to mention that again. You mentioned something about your husband has no rhythm. Why are you mentioning that publicly? That's personal, saying he needs to learn how to dance. Are you trying to say that Kurt Angle can't move well? Meaning not just dancing, but also in the bedroom? That's what you're hinting at? Are you trying to say that Kurt Angle, him being intimate with him, is not that good? You're implying, it seems like you're implying that he's not that very good in the bedroom. You definitely emphasized on how he should get dancing lessons, ballroom dancing, and then they say Kim Morrison said somebody he'll be on Dance with Stars when he gets his knees fixed. All of that, this is not good. So again, it seemed like things are not good intimately with Kurt, because you definitely emphasized that. So with that being, again, you were on a list for that one.
You just made the list!
So that is not good. Also, another thing I noticed between Giovanna and Kurt Angle, for what I see, that's not good either. You guys moved way too fast. So if I'm not, memory serves me right, you guys got together, you were friends, then months later you start dating, and then next thing you know, you said November you started dating, then March he asked you to marry her, you got the tattoos, all of that, and then you were pregnant, and then you had your first child, I think it was a daughter, then you had more children, marriage, etc., and then you even mentioned it, just got into marriage, blah, blah, blah. Let's get that right back, please. Let's see what she said. We are going to do an instant replay on that one. If I'm not mistaken, look how she said that. Let's go back to see how she said that.
But right after that, he proposed. As soon as I did that, I knew that you were the lot. So when but after that, I found I was pregnant in April. So with our
that's a lot of life-changing things.
That's a lot. So
yes, a lot of life-changing issues. That fast, too fast.
So when you say how did it feel being thrown in this world? It's like, okay, motherhood, wife, Kurt Angle,
all of it. Yeah.
If you knew that, Giovanna, why didn't you slow down? You could have pumped the brakes on it and say, hey, Kurt, I like you. You're good, but can we slow down a bit? Let's get to know each other more. Let's, at least date for a little bit longer before we decide to get married, especially before you decide to get tattoos, matching tattoos. If you knew all this, why did you kept going? So with that being said, you knew it. You know what you was doing. again, you go on the list for that too.
You just made the list!
So these are so many red flags I see right now. And Kurt Angle, you are not off the hook on this one. I'm going to get to you in a second because you have a little interview that you talked about yourself and your wife on your podcast. I'm going to save you for later, Mr. Kurt. I'm going to get to you. But Giovanna, this is no good. This is no good. The relationship moved way too fast, and it didn't need to move that fast. You guys could just took your time and get to know each other. Kurt Angle, let's be honest here. Let's be honest, Kurt. You was going through the DUI situation. Let's be honest. You were divorced. I think you was what, maybe 3-4 years removed from your marriage to your first wife, Kurt Angle. Remember, it wasn't long ago that you was married to this woman. And now you're going on getting married to this woman. You're moving way too fast, Kurt. I mean, did you have a bucket list? You thought you was going to pass away soon? Did you have a disease and you want to live much longer? Why was you moving that fast? You was being too thirsty. And like I said, Giovanna, you must got that good. You must got that good boss because Kurt was doing everything and anything for you. Tattoos, marriage, babies, whatever. Even she was overwhelmed by it. You heard it in the interview with Chris Van Fleet. So that was no good at all. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And that is my analysis of that first interview. Let's see what the locker room. Let's see what you guys got to think about that. This is crazy though, and we are talking about Kurt Angle, Giovanna Angle right now. This is crazy though. Wow. Wowsy. Bray Wyatt, RP. Okay, Gerard, he is going in. He said Randy fell for the groupie. Yep, he sure did. No one teaches these men game about women. Unfortunately, they don't. Damn, if you tattoo someone's name, the next step is marriage. Oh, not for me. Definitely. It's no wonder women don't respect men as they fall for the aesthetics when beauty is truly skin deep. And Gerard said these women chase the bag. Yep, these women chase the bag. You know it. Opportunists, I call it. They more ultimate opportunists than Edge was. That's another thing I don't like about women shamming and embarrassing their hubby in these public interviews. Yeah, I don't like that at all, Gerard. Why you gotta say he ain't got no rhythm and all this other stuff? Now, cool, Giovanna. I smell a setup. I do too. He was so thirsty, he didn't need to set a trap. He was so thirsty, he didn't need to set a trap. No, Kurt Angle, he did all the work for her. Yeah, this is the list. Yep, a red flag relationship, definitely a red flag relationship. This is terrible, guys. I'm not feeling it at all. I think it's no good. And it shows that, man, it don't even matter if you have money, status, whatever the case may be. You don't do things like this, gentlemen. You don't. Now, I'm not on here saying I'm some type of relationship coach or any of that, or I'm not saying none of that. I'm just calling it how I see it. And what I see is a man that's being so thirsty, as Gilbert call it, sexual deviant, doing anything for Giovanna, and he didn't have to do all that. Come on, man, you Kurt Angle, you won a gold medal with a freaking broken neck. You ain't gotta do all that. Do you know who you are? This is Kurt Angle, man, Olympic wrestler. You won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. But I guess you went out of your freaking way to get a tattoo of your wife's name on your body. Come on, man. Let's get better, gentlemen. Let's get better with that. Seriously. Okay. Interview 1 is done. Now, this next interview I'm going to talk about is going to be Giovanna and Kim again, her BFF. This time it will be, as you guessed it, yes. You guys remember Renee Paquette off the session. Renee interviews all the couples. So salute to Renee, salute to Chris Van Fleet. She's going to get a little more depth with her mother. And let's see what else she has to say about her relationship, of how she met Kurt Angle. Let's see if there's any missing caveats that we missed from the Chris Van Fleet interview. Gerard said you don't need to be a relationship coach to see that this is the L for Kurt and blue pill beta males. Point taken. Let's continue on. I hope this ain't as bad as the first one, because I'm still trying to get my mind right. Make sure I don't get a headache from this, Kurt Angle. All this behavior.
We'll talk about it on your own show, but Giovanna, how did you and Kurt get together? Give me the little romance story of you falling in love with Kurt Angle and now having 6,000 children together.
Oh, 6,000, and we're gonna stop there. You know, I was in my 20s. I met Kurt doing I was trying to get my shit together. I know in the podcast it sounds like I was like all in the acting industry. I was just having fun, dude. So I just kept.
No. That is a no right there. Did you guys hear that? Now, I mentioned earlier, I know I don't want to keep touching base on this. She started as she was a failed, let's be honest, a failed actress. Let's be honest. She pretty much took a page out of Meghan Markle's playbook. You know, the failed actress that married Prince Harry. She pretty much played that book. And I think a lot of women are going by that playbook. Like I said, I'm not a relationship coach. I'm not no life coach. I just call it how I see it. She's taking a page out of Meghan Markle's playbook. Failed actress, get with established man, get married, have children. You guys will see where I'm going? So she didn't even take acting seriously. She was just having fun, just playing around, taking life as it has no meaning. So this is no good. This whole thing is cap.
That's cap. Totally cap.
And again, Giovanna, let's check out the time length. We are exactly 35 seconds in, and I gotta give you one of these again.
You just made the list.
So she was out in them streets, y'all, having fun, not taking acting seriously. Giovanna was doing her thing. I don't care what nobody say. See what you guys got to say in the locker room. Ironically, Renee and Chris are both Canadian. Yeah, you're right, Gerard. I noticed that too. For the streets, she was busting it open from right around. Oh, man, Figure 4 TV. That is so undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
Man, I feel like I'm TMZ up in here tonight, man. All this tea that I'm pulling out of the picture. All this tea I'm draining out of the picture right now. Yep, it means having lots of relations. She's having a lot of relations, guys. A lot of relations. And Gerard said, I agree. She took a page out of Meghan Markle's script. I want to give you guys a little caveat. Not only to let you guys know, I'm not just making this up. Not only Meghan Markle done this to be a failed actress, got with established man. You know another woman that done this too. She's not in the wrestling industry. It's a woman whose husband's in the NBA. Her name is Ayesha Curry, another failed actress before she married her husband, Steph Curry. You know, the 4-time NBA champion of the Golden State Warriors. She did it too. And now we see Giovanna Angle. She's doing the same thing with Kurt Angle. So I know it's not just me saying that. This is a blueprint that women are doing. If I'm an actress, my career's not going nowhere. I'm going to get with a man, whether he's an athlete, whether he's a musician, entertainer, whatever it is, politician maybe. They're going to do their best way to get with that man that's established, get married, have children, and they are going to spin it the best way possible, give this man and make this whole thing a political thing. Spoken and spun like a true politician.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
so this is a definitely blueprint that's going on. Definitely took a page. Hit the jackpot, absolutely, yeah. Ayesha Curry, damn, another thing women can do, men can't, especially the average man. Yeah, Ayesha Curry was a failed actress before she got with Steph Curry. Yes, she didn't know Steph Curry when they were young, but before she got with Steph and started a relationship and got married, she was a failed actress, just like Meghan Markle, just like Giovanna Angle. Oh my goodness, man. I can't believe I just unveiled all of that. 3 women we know that are currently married to wrestling, basketball, or Prince Harry for that matter, royalty. They do that. So men in the industry, keep an eye out for these failed actresses. If their career not going nowhere and they all sudden want to get with you, you better keep your eye on that one, man, because they may try to get you for your paper. Keep an eye out for that, you know, because it'd be nothing worse to get into a relationship, Cap. Nothing worse than that. But yeah, this is crazy, though. Technically, this is a woman's job to attach themselves to a high-value male. Female nature, you're spot on. Yeah, they're going to do that. And they're going to spoken and spoke like a true politician. But let's continue on this interview. Giovanna talks on Renee's podcast. And for those come to the locker room, hit that like button and notification bell as you come to the locker room. No one's availing relationships like I'm doing it. And if you come in here and you watch my content and you not hitting the like button, I already know what you want.
That's cap. Totally cap.
You on cap. So don't hate, support. Let's continue. KDH be warning high value men. That's right. This is a great awareness. Definitely. This is a quality straight the like button. Exactly, guys. Who is breaking down these wrestling, whether they're current wrestling or retired, whether or semi-retired? I don't care. It's breaking down these relationships like I'm doing. Who's mixing wrestling with the relationships like me? Like nobody. Let's continue on.
Crossing paths with Kurt, and it was like fate. I met him in this independent movie, which was luck. It was all luck, and
that's cap. Totally cap.
Ended up being friends with somebody, you know, one of his friends, and he was going through his problems with his DUIs, and long story short, my mom ended up getting his number because your
mom got involved?
My mother. See, I had to tell this. You know how many times I told this story and I did involve my mother? So I had to tell this story on my podcast to give. Okay, Mom.
Yeah, wait, please.
In a world of tiny overpriced fast food burgers, one chili.
All right, everybody. You know how many times I told this story and I did involve my mother? So I had to tell this story on my podcast to give. Okay, Mom, it's because of you. All right, everybody knows you're the one that got us together. Okay, so
You see that there? She had to give Mama the credit. If she didn't give that Mama that credit, that Mom would have ran her down. Oh, you didn't give me my credit, baby. I did this for you, and blah blah blah. I did all this for you. I got you a husband that I liked, and I saved the number for you, and all that kind of crap. Who are we kidding, man? This is definitely political marriage right here.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
let's continue on.
I ended up going to the Arnold Classic with his friend, and she took us because he had his DUI. He wasn't allowed to drive, so she took his car. We went to the Arnold Classic, which was such a blast. It was so fun. Like I actually was eating like I was eating donuts while these bodybuilders are all fit. I was like, oh, fuck. Wow,
that's some kind of fetish class or something of like just like.
So you eat junk food. So you go to the Arnold Classic. I know it may sound petty to some people. It may not mean nothing, but I had to stop for that. So you went to Arnold Classic, where it's bodybuilding. You up here eat donuts, all that junk watching it. What kind of diet is in your regime, Giovanna? Just wanted to know that. This thing kind of funny there. Exactly, validation. Exactly. Let's continue.
Looking at shredded people while eating bad food.
I swear to God,
feel the weight coming on you, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I was so guilty. I was like, oh. But she lost the keys, and me being the baby, my mom saved the day. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, we were 4.5 hours away. And I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm stuck in Ohio, Cincinnati. Can you please go to Kurt's house and get the spare keys? And she was like, okay. like my father worked night shifts. So she was like, I got to do it while your father's sleeping, honey. You know, so she's one of those moms, man.
Oh my God.
And I didn't mention that earlier. I don't like that either. I'm just sneaking around, getting the keys while your dad sleeps. See, Giovanna's dad didn't like that kind of garbage. Knew that was no good. Probably would have told her mother, mind your business and let Giovanna live her life as she should. That right there is a red flag too. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm going to get you again, Giovanna. That right there is a list moment.
You just made the list!
Yeah, Giovanna, are you an adult or are you still a 17-year-old teenager? Seriously. Come on, codependent on your mom for everything? No good. No good. Let's continue on. Exactly, Gerard. You eating junk food at Arnold Classic. It sounds like she's codependent on her mom, asking mom to get a spare key. What? Yeah, definitely codependent on her mother. And that's how mama set it up. Let's continue.
And she went to Kurt's house. She called me. She's like, you know, this is Kurt Angle's house. I was like, yeah, mom. Okay. So she grabbed his keys, drove all the way to Ohio. And it was the funniest shit because I still remember to this day. She threw the keys at me. She's like, bye, honey. Be safe. I've got to go back to your father before he wakes up.
That's so great.
Your mom deserves this credit. I'm glad that you're giving your mom her credit. You better.
All right. Yep. She gets it. She got the credit. But the crazy ass freaking saved his number. So,
that's awesome.
She's cool as shit. So she saved his number. It's been like 6 months later. I was in class. She texts me and she says, you got to call me. I thought it was important. I get out of class. She said, Kurt, you know, I feel so bad for Kurt because he was on the news again because of his, you know, his troubles. She's like, you gotta call Curdy, like she freaking knows him. Like, oh, you
Curdy.
Call him Curdy.
Curdy, you guys hear that? She has a pet name for Kurt. Wow. This is very strange. I don't know what y'all got going on over there. I don't like it. We gonna continue on. I'm gonna do analysis on this too. I know this is the half of the interview. The other half's about Kim Orton. We already covered Kim Orton. Let's continue on.
Curdy. You know how they're all moms are dramatic. Yeah, you gotta call him. Mm-hmm. He probably needs somebody to talk to. And I'm like, Mom, he don't know me like that. Like,
take care of him.
Like she's so motherly. Yeah. Like she'll take care of anybody. She'll
so
see
nurturing.
A puppy. She's so nurturing. She'll help out anybody. She's that type of person. And I didn't know the crazy broad saved his number. And she was like, you gotta call him. Send me his number. Mom. Thank you, Mom. Okay, 4 kids later. Thank you, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
So she gave his number. I was like, you know what? I'm a good person. You know, if I don't call him, God forbid something happens, I'm going to hear it from the day I die. My mom said, you should have called him. So I called him and I was just like, I texted him and I said, hey, I'm here if you need anything. I'm Giovanna. You know, this is Giovanna. So he called me and I was walking right back in class and I did a Yui and I walked right back out and I was like, okay, he's called me. So he's like, Giovanna, I'm so glad to hear from you. Strangely, I saved your mom's number because I was going to call you and ask for your number.
That's so great.
So these
God.
two
I want that hot one right there.
These two crazy nut jobs, they sent me so I was thrown in the mix. So, you know, it's crazy because it's like we needed each other at that. Like, it's like we needed each other. Yeah. I didn't know I needed him, but I needed him and he needed me. And we were just emotionally just like, you know, it's like when he really needed somebody to connect with on an emotional level. And it's like I got him and he got me. Yeah. And ever since, it was a friendship that grew. And we've been, you know, ever since, we started dating in November. A few
days later, she was pregnant.
Let's give the people what they came for.
These things happen.
Waka waka.
It wasn't really.
That's what they all say. Like date November, engaged in March. We found out we were pregnant in April, which was funny because people were like, we got married. Like it's like so many rumors because like the second time we had like, oh, they're just hurrying up because she got pregnant. No, honey, that didn't happen. I got engaged. We were planning a wedding. April found out I was pregnant, which, you know what? I loved it because, you know, I saw my daughter being the flower girl. Like it was perfect. Everything was perfect. The way it was meant to be, exactly the way it was. So it was just, you know, we've been separate like ever since we've been together. So
you guys are really
Like, is anybody sweeter than Kurt Angle? Like, he's just so lovely.
Dude, he's the nicest human
Mother
being.
was going on and on about Kurt from the Rumble.
He's so
like they sat down and they were talking, and he took a picture with my brother Ralphie, and Ralphie has Down syndrome, and he posted it, and he was like, me and my Olympic gold medalist. He was just so cute, and my mom was like, I love Kurt.
There goes the mom. See, your mom fell for it too. There you go. Okay.
What are some of Kurt's pet peeves? What are things that set him off?
Oh my gosh. What sets him off? You know, it's so crazy. He has.
Me and Kim are like, oh, what sets off John?
I'm like, what doesn't set Randy off is what I'm thinking. The first thing I thought, Renee, was, thank God she didn't.
Okay, we're gonna get into the the pet peeves and all that. That is the interview of Giovanna and Kurt Angle. Again, we're gonna get into it. Some things I'm gonna notate. This is worse than the last one. I thought it'd be better. It seemed like Giovanna things, we already talked about how you move way too fast, but this was definitely a hookup by Giovanna's mother. Giovanna's mom set this whole thing up. She wanted Kurt Angle to get with Giovanna because Giovanna is seemed like she was set up by her mom to get with Kurt Angle. I don't think Giovanna really liked Kurt Angle until her mother got involved. Her mother got involved, convinced her to get with Kurt Angle, save the number, etc. And later on to the dating, the friendship, relationship, all of that. And I think her mother got involved because her mom likes Kurt Angle. She gave him a nickname called Curdy, which is very weird. And then you sent the mom to get the keys. Another thing that's weird. And also too, that I didn't like either that I saw from this interview. I don't like how the mom is too heavily involved, and she's making all these decisions for Giovanna, and she's living her life through her daughter. And it seems like the mom likes Kurt Angle way more than Giovanna did. So it shows you right there that is definitely some list stuff you're doing.
You just made the list!
She don't seem like she liked her. And if you notice what she said at the end of the interview, I didn't know I needed him. I didn't know that. And I'm like, what you mean you don't know you needed him? This is the same man who went out and you agreed to have him get a tattoo of your name on his body. So you didn't know you needed him? You didn't know that he was into you? So like you didn't like him. The mom liked Kurt Angle. Ding, ding, ding. The mom liked Kurt Angle. And if you heard too, I know we talked about her already. Kim Orton's mom even liked Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle's a very likable man with the older women. So definitely that's something that we cannot ignore, that Kurt Angle, you are a very likable male, but same time, these women do not like you. They like your establishment. You're established. And I mean establishment, I mean your Kurt Angle brand name, the Olympic hero. You want to go medal with a broken freaking neck. They like that brand right there. And the Giovanna mom like Kurt Angle way more than Giovanna like Kurt Angle. She wanted into Kurt. The mama got involved, and you could tell her mom was heavily influenced Giovanna to get with Kurt Angle. So that's another red flag. And again, you made the list.
You just made the list!
So yeah, this is no good, guys. This is no good. I thought it'd get better, but it's worse. Yeah, this is weird. Your lady's supposed to represent you. Yeah. She had to ensure her dad was either working asleep. Gerard said that's weird sending your mom to your boyfriend's house. It is bizarre. A mom living vicariously through her daughter Giovanna. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. Call her mom crazy broad. Giovanna's a modern woman. Shame on Kurt. Yeah, I'm very disappointed Kurt Angle on this one. She didn't know she needed him. Yeah, Giovanna, I told you she's an opportunist. Opportunist. No different than Meghan Markle, no different than Aisha Curry. Street hustler, naive and entitled. Women like these beta males. Philly Phil, salute to you. Said, I want you all. Oh, I see. Oh, you talking about Giovanna and Kim Morton. I can never be the woman with a strong, thick New York accent. Well, Kim Morton got it too. Hit the like button. That's right. Carl Myers, I appreciate that. You said I agree. Giovanna really didn't like Kurt Angle like that. No, she didn't never like Kurt Angle. The mom liked him. Mom going behind your husband back to see her daughter, hubby Kurt. Yeah, that's weird. That's just too strange. I don't like this at all. And the mom, you don't need to be involved in this relationship. You have your own husband. Worry about him. Don't get involved with Gianna's affairs. So you like Kurt Angle for yourself. So no, this is no good. This is no good. No good at all. I don't like this. Chase said, welcome to the locker room. He said, that's Kurt. Yes, that's Kurt Angle. What Kurt do? We're talking about the relationship, the marriage of Kurt and Giovanna Angle. You know, we're breaking that down. But yeah, this is terrible. I don't like this at all. Giovanna, your mom's way too involved. And like I said, you never really like Kurt Angle. You just like what he could provide. And also, too, Kurt Angle, you are coming off very weak, very, very weak. And like I said, Giovanna she didn't never really like Kurt. She was never feeling him. She was never feeling him. The mom got involved for Giovanna. So this was definitely a hookup by the mother. It's so obvious. Yes, she could say she got pregnant after they got engaged. I understand that, but you really went into Kurt. And you said that you was acting, you really didn't take that seriously, that you was having fun. So you were in no position to get in a real serious relationship with Kurt Angle. So this is definitely red flags all across the board. It couldn't get any more red than that. So this is terrible. I don't like this at all. The mom getting involved is doing way too much. And calling him Curdy, these little pet names. I mean, Giovanna, you should be calling Kurt that name. You should be calling him Curdy, not your mom calling you that. No mother-in-law calls her son that kind of pet name. That's strange. So this is just no good at all. And like I said, Giovanna, you heard she said that she went to Arnold Classic, eating donuts, eating junk food. That's disrespectful. You think a bodybuilder would like you eating junk in front of one? It's a fit place. It's no good. No good at all. I don't like this at all. Kurt Angle, you're definitely coming off as a beta male. You're definitely coming off as weak to me. And you're letting Giovanna take over. Let mom take over more likely. And it's just no good from here. It's just no kind of structure with that. And Kurt Angle, she's opportunistic. What else you say? Gerard said if her mom was in the prime, she would have gone with Kurt. Yeah, absolutely. That's what the mom really wanted. She really wanted to be with Kurt Angle. Thanks for Gerard said thanks for letting me lose respect for all these male athletes. They proven pursuing women, expose the inexperience of women. Yeah, absolutely. And it shows too that just because you have money and a status don't mean that you have it all figured out. You still gotta get to the basics and get that figured out. I am the ghost of your Kurt. Salute to you. But yeah, you hear what she said here? Let's see what else she said here. I want to highlight something here too. Let's get back to this interview. It's something else I want to notate. Let's get back to this right now.
And my is a really
April found out I was like, we got married. Like it's like so many.
Yeah.
And ever since, like it was a friendship that grew, and we've been, ever since. Like we started dating in November. know I needed him, but I needed him, and he needed me, and we were just emotionally just like, it's for your number.
That's so great.
So these two crazy
I want that
nut
hot
jobs,
one right there.
these two crazy nut jobs, they sent me so I was thrown in the mix. So it's crazy because it's like my mom said you should have called him. So I called. So I was his troubles. She's like, it's been like 6 months later. I was in class. She texts me and she says, you got to call me. I thought it was important. I get out of class. She said, Kurt,
That's another thing. She's in school in class, and her mom called her while she's supposed to get an education, and she called about go call Kurt. That's how you know this was set up from the get go. That right there, I wanted to point out as well. No good on that part either. I was not feeling that at all. So we gotta take heed to that. That was no good, and it shows that Kurt Angle just no good, man. And it also shows here. I'm going to add to, and we'll get to that later on. It seemed like we hear that. I want to point this out too. The reason I believe that Kurt Angle and Giovanna really got together, before I forget, I think Giovanna was thrown on Kurt. I think the reason her mother influenced her to get with Kurt, I think the parents got tired of her. It's like Giovanna wasn't doing anything significant. She didn't know what to do. She was an actress and going to school. Sometimes parents do that. They'll put their daughter or son off to somebody because they're tired of them. That she probably was getting on her parents' nerves. Maybe she's entitled. Maybe she's spoiled, and maybe they just want to get Giovanna out of their hair. So here, let this man take you off our hands. He takes care of you, and you let us free. Because it seemed like her parents just want to live their own lives as they should. And maybe Giovanna just was not set up right. She's still like as Gerard stated earlier, spoiled, entitled, and nurtured too well. And maybe she needs to get with a man that will take care of her. So maybe I think that's one of the main reasons why the mom put a well-established man like Kurt onto Giovanna, because they want to get Giovanna out of their hair. I'm just gonna call it what it is. You said it's a setup. Yeah, it was a setup. It was set up to get Giovanna away from her parents. So that's how I see it. And like I said, that's the end of that interview. That was Giovanna Angle on Renee Paquette. And we got another interview here. We got last one. Now this time, this is not Giovanna. This is Kurt Angle himself. So this is only going to be Kurt Angle, and he's going to talk about his marriage to his wife. And this is Kurt Angle on his podcast, his own podcast, Kurt Angle's Show. And he talks about how him and Giovanna renewed their wedding vows. So we're paying attention to this one. Kurt, you thought Kurt messed up, looked bad, then he for sure looks bad in this one. Let's get into it and let's see. Like and subscribe as you come to the locker room.
...2004 general manager of SmackDown. Two things I got to mention right off the bat. First of all, congratulations on getting married again. I saw that you got married again.
House this past week, man.
What's happening? How many years have you been married to Giovanna? And when was all this decided that you would do this all over again?
We've been married 11 years, and I decided to do it because we finally are in a place in our lives where we're actually comfortable and we feel really good about everything. We just moved into a new house. I had to downsize after I got a divorce, and we lived in a house where our kids were struggling, where there were 3 kids in one bedroom.
It was tight. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
So, finally we got into a beautiful home. Everybody's happy. And I thought, you know what? I made my wife struggle quite a bit. I had a lot of painkiller problems and stuff like that, alcohol problems. And I said, you know what? We're going to start over.
I love it.
I'm going to remarry her, and I'm going to see if she says yes. And she did.
I texted you and I was like, I made some smart aleck comment, but dude, I'm so happy for you guys. Giovanna, I'm sure you guys, it looked like a small ceremony because I just saw kids in the background.
It was just the kids and my in-laws. And it was
cool.
Really cool, though. To do that, I recommend anybody that's been married already and you guys want to renew your nuptials. It's a great thing to do. You know what? I will tell you this. I ain't going to lie to you. My sex life hasn't been any better than this.
I was going to say, pal, I'm sure you got.
Now, did you guys hear that? He said his intimate life with his wife is not getting much better as you renew her vows. Just let's play that one back. Let's go back. As a renewal vows, after doing all this for this woman, let's see what he said that again.
Yes, I ain't gonna lie to you. My sex life hasn't been any better than this.
I was gonna say, pal, I'm sure you got laid that night. You didn't need Blue Chew either.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Kurt's getting laid, guys. And it was all worth it.
You just made the list!
Oh my goodness. I'm really trying to hold my composure here. I'm really trying to keep it together, guys. I told you guys it was going to get bad, but even me hearing this on the playback is really bad. I'm trying my best. Let me take a deep breath. Let's continue on. Golly. Now, come on, Kurt, man. You really disappointed me, man. Really disappointed me, Kurt.
You know what I mean? He just said, hey, will you marry me again? And she actually took a break from watching the bunny rabbits, and now you two are humping like bunny rabbits.
I will tell you this. She's the love of my life. And
that's awesome. Dude.
Never felt this way about anybody else in the whole world. I mean, I have put this woman first the last few years, above my kids, above my.
No, and no.
You just made the list!
You don't never put a woman before anything else. You don't ever do that. Let's continue on.
My immediate family, my brothers, and
above your career,
above my career, I've done that the last few years, and our relationship hasn't been any stronger than it is right now.
Man, that's so good to hear. And every time I see you guys, you're out, you're doing family things, spending time together. You had a nice little trip, just the two of you, down to the islands not too long ago. Man, I'm just happy for you, Kurt. So glad to see you.
I was going to get married down there.
Yeah,
I couldn't find a freaking minister.
Yeah. Well, you may have had to find a minister if your daughter didn't save you from almost dying the one trip down in the islands.
Yeah, that was in Florida.
Yeah, good Lord. Well, listen, bud, I'm very happy for you guys. And you know what? It got her out of the bunny rabbit room, that's the only other thing I see her doing is taking videos.
She's in there all day, every day.
There's two of them.
She yells at the kids all the time to take care of it, but she's the one that's always taking care of it. So the kids don't even have a chance.
Oh my goodness. That's all she posts on social media now. And there's two of them and I don't know what's happening. And it's like they have their own bedroom, Kurt. They have their own.
Sunny a friend. She got Sunny a friend.
What's the new one's name? You don't even know. I love it.
Branch. I don't know what that means.
Branch.
But I thought it was ranch. And I kept calling it ranch. And my daughter's like, Dad, it's Branch.
Branch and Sunny.
That name. She's like, I did. I said, okay, it's a good name.
Oh man, good stuff.
That is the end of that interview. Thank God. I couldn't take no more of this. I really couldn't. As you guys have heard, Kurt Angle was talking about how him and Giovanna renewed their wedding vows on his podcast, The Kurt Angle Show. Let's go over a few points here. He said that they were moving to a new house. He said he was downsizing at the time because he was going through a divorce. And my question is, what have you learned your lesson from your first marriage? You just got through married with this woman here. And you get married to another woman. And then you have to live in a very small, and he said he had 3 of his kids, all his kids with Giovanna in one room. That's just what happens. This is why you don't move too fast. When you do that, you don't get yourself together. You run into all these obstacles, and some you can reach right away, some you have to take longer to reach. You do not do that, Kurt. This is very disappointing to hear. That's the reason you went through is because you was moving too fast. Tattoos, marriage, babies, downsizing. He never got himself mentally first. You got in a marriage, got divorced, and you just jumped into another marriage that you're currently in now. And then that's just one thing. And of course, let me make sure I don't forget. Yes, this made the list.
You just made the list!
Also, one thing I don't like what Kurt Angle said. Now, it's bad enough you got married by the state. You're encouraging men to renew their vows. And after he stated that, he said that his intimacy with his wife has not gotten better. And then the co-host, I think his name is Paul Bromwell, he said that, did you even get laid that night? And he laughed, oh yeah, it's not improved. Joking like it's a joke. This is terrible, Kurt. And and then nothing on top of that, the number one thing you do not do. You're a hopeless romantic saying you put your wife first. Why? Why are you putting her first before anything else? If anything, you put God first and put yourself first. You don't put your wife before anything else, not especially before your career. Are you kidding me? You're crazy. What is wrong with you, Kurt? Have you lost your mind? So I'm not happy with that at all. And with that being said, some people said it earlier. I know Chris Roos said it early on. Yes, I'm going to say it right here and right now. Kurt, much respect for you as a professional wrestler. One of the best ever to do it. I give you props at the beginning. And I'm not taking nothing away from your professional wrestling career. But we got to call a spade here, Kurt. With this, the way you behaving, from all these interviews we heard from your wife, going on not one but two podcasts with Chris Van Fleet and Renee Paquette, and then we hear about you talk about this on there, and I just gotta say this. I gotta say it here. I'm sorry, Kurt, but I'm calling it out. Kurt Angle, you are a simp. You're a simp, Kurt Angle. I'm sorry, you're a simp. You are a beta male blue pill simp. This is simp behavior, especially for a man who's been previously married and been divorced, and you went to go through all this again? What's wrong with you, Kurt? You lost your mind, man. This is simp behavior. This is no good. No good. Giovanna Monster Cerebral says, and not Triple H. Yep, undisputed. That's definitely undisputed. Didn't Kurt learn any lessons from his first marriage? Obviously he didn't, because he's doing dumb stuff. Hopeless romantic, you spot on. That's exactly what he is. He's even encouraging men to renew vows. I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe it either, Gerard. That's why I couldn't take it anymore. He's encouraging nonsense. I commend you for keeping it together. This is a revelation for me. Yeah, that's another thing, guys. While we on it, do not honor and worship these athletes, and especially in wrestling. We may see them on TV. They may be world champions, Hall of Famers, winning matches, doing cool moves, but that's inside the ring. Outside the ring, they're doing dumb stuff. They getting Kurt Angle, he has been married and divorced and remarried. Remember, he had DUI situations too. That's another story for another day. You said KDH knows Kurt like most men say all the good things about their partner, but women do the opposite, believe in their man. Man, you is spot on. I noticed that too, Gerard. You spot on.
Because I am that damn good.
Yeah, you right about that one, Gerard. Terrible. They're definitely moving like fools. Kiki Rock. Kiki O.U. Rock. Let's go. Salute to you. Welcome to the locker room. From tattoo to have unprotected. Yep. She's a rebound from his first marriage. Yeah, she's younger. She's more looks good. But she didn't really like Kurt though. She liked the status. So her mama set this whole thing up. That's another problem I'm having. But you're encouraging men, like you said, Gerard, to get. You're encouraging men to get renew their vows. Why? Why you want to put men down the same rabbit hole you're going in? And I really hope this marriage continues to work out well, because if it don't, it's gonna be a big problem. Big problem. But yeah, Gerard, I couldn't believe what I'm hearing either. Kurt Angle is simp, man. I'm sorry, he a simp. I don't know what's worse. I mean, it's a simp behavior. But yes, they got 3 children together. I think they got 2 daughters and a son. I think their son was adopted and 2 daughters. So Kurt Angle has 5 children altogether. I think 2 of them are grown. The oldest 2 from his first marriage. But it's a simp behavior, and I just do not like how Kurt Angle's moving, and it's just not cool at all. Not cool. Kurt Angle could have done way better in this behavior, way better. But you know, these guys are never going to learn until they learn the hard way. You just got to accept that. That's how these guys move. But do not honor rush these athletes. He's a simp. It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's damn true. Definitely, it's true. This is silly, man. I'm ashamed of Kurt Angle. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm still a fan of Kurt Angle wrestling. Your relationship, I'm not a fan of. Not because I don't think you because in general, it's just the way you pick women. He does not know how to pick the right woman. He just it had nothing to Kurt and Giovanna. It's just all over the place. It's messy, man. It's messy. Kurt's messy. There's no structure to their relationship moving all fast like that. Putting her first, that's just a no-no. That's a no-no for me. You don't put her first. It's a rebound first marriage. It's a simp. He should learn from Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm ashamed of Kurt Angle. Yeah, I'm ashamed of Kurt Angle's relationship too. His relationship, yeah, this is not how you move. Yeah, guys. That's all I have regarding. Unfortunately, this is all I have. This is how you don't move. The real love story behind the Angles, and we are talking about the truth of Kurt and Giovanna Angle, the Angles who've been married since 2012. So, like I said, they've been married for quite some time, and they've been married for, if I want to say, they got married July 20th, 2012. They've been married now. Coming up on for 12 years. So it's the relationship. We talk about how they got together. When Giovanna talked about on 2 podcasts, Chris Badfleet and Renee Paquette and Kurt Angle talked about renewing their wedding vows on his podcast, and how he encouraged men to, he encouraged people to renew their vows and all of that. Look at this fool we got in here. Look at this clown, Gino Gears X. Get a life and a job, bro. I do have a life, and my job is to entertain fools like you. So if you don't like what I'm talking about right now, Gino, whatever your stupid name is, right on here, you can go bye-bye for all I care.
Bye-bye, bitch.
You talking about I need to get a life, but you the same clown in here coming in here talking to me. Sound like you need to get a life. Yeah, don't sweat that garbage, clown. You probably don't even got a job. Talking all this about me, you probably even got a job. But you want to come in here and talk to me. Sound like you need to get a life. I got a life. And my life is my job is to entertain fools like you. That's my job. How about that? Clown. Let's see, Gerard said Giovanna married a high-value man, and she gossiping on a podcast as staying her wifey. Yeah, she got a podcast with Kim Orton called the Wrestling Wives Podcast. But yeah, guys, like I said, that's all I have regarding the love story behind the Angles, Kurt Angle and Giovanna Angle. And you guys let me know what you got here. Ashley could cut as actress. Nope, failed actress. Let's keep that in mind. Failed actress. Yep, but you guys let me know what you think of this whole situation. This is crazy, and I will cover more relationships like this, like I said. And guys, I'm also going to put these relationships, they will be into the membership section So catch it while it's live while you can. They will be clipped to the membership. Membership is monthly, so keep that in mind. Other than that, though, I appreciate you guys coming out, supporting the channel. I appreciate it a lot. We will cover more relationships here, as well as getting, behind the scenes, the wrestling matches, the reason behind the match, and all that, etc. Soon to videos will pop up. One will be Nature Boy World Championship match overrated. Next video will be why Vince and Ted always had a rivalry. Thank you guys once again. Happy holidays. Happy 4th of July. If you celebrate or don't celebrate it. But yeah, definitely. Until then, guys, you already know what it is. It is OUNT.